Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
If you're an athlete, you know the greatest motivator of all is the fear of letting your teammates down. After all, a team is only as good as its weakest link. So you owe it to those wearing the same jersey as you to be your best every time you step on the field. That's why there's no vape in team. When you vape, you can expose your lungs to toxic chemicals that can damage your lungs. If you're a step behind, the team's a step behind. Brought to you by The Real Cost and the FDA.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Through the night, deep in the heart of Texas, the trailer park is nice and dark. Deep in the heart of Texas, that drinks his brew and he spits his chew. Deep in the heart of Texas, the TV blares but no one cares. Deep in the heart of Texas, here we go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Blah. King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
Rusty, you are Rusty.
Absolutely.
It is season 5, episode 20, or in the year of our Lord 5 ABE 22.
It's the last one.
Yeah, Kidney Boy and Hamster Girl, a love story. I will say Bell and Yell.
Because it's the end of this. We figured that out.
It is the last one. Yeah, Bell and Yell.
Last one of the season, you're getting the Bell and you're getting the Yell.
Well, and the other thing that changes on some of these is you have a little cold open, and then it goes to the actual open.
Actual scene, yeah.
This is one of those. So we start with 4 guys in the alley. By now, you should know who those 4 guys are. And Dale says, "Hank, can I use your bathroom?" He goes, "No." "But I locked myself out of my house." "No." "Can I use your phone to call a locksmith?" "If I let you use the phone and you sneak in and use the toilet, look, I'd prefer it. No one ever had to use the bathroom. But until that day, let's just make the best of it and respect one another's privacy." And then comes Dale, "From the lukewarm headwaters of the mighty Brazos River." And Bill says, "Stop it." And then
Which, again, we talk about the location of Arlen all the time. The Brazos River kind of puts it in.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Puts it in not too very many places.
It's got to be there somewhere. Yeah. But what he's doing is he's taunting Bill because he has to pee so bad. Yeah. He's like, "From the lukewarm headwaters." He says, "Stop it." And he empties out the cooler to use it as a toilet. And then Dale says, "Well, it is his cooler." And then we go to the Bell and Yell.
The Bell and the Yell.
Very nice little cold open. Okay, we got Bobby and Connie riding bikes to school. Connie says, "Okay, I'm putting you in charge of buying our prom tickets at lunch tomorrow, so we know it's prom time, the end of the year." She says, "I have to break it to Kim and Dooley that they're out of the limo. Are you listening, Bobby?" Bobby says, "Yeah," and he stops the bike. He goes, "Come on." And then she's like, "We can't cut through the high school parking lot. We're middle schoolers. They hate us." And she says, "High school students are far too busy with their studies to care about us riding through their parking lot." I love the fact that she thinks that high school students are only worried about their studies.
Yeah, I don't think high school kids are worried about anything to do with studies.
But she's so focused on school and things like that.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, no, those high schoolers, they're so busy with all their studies."
I wanted to give a little quick artifact on the beginning of this episode here.
Beer.
So this episode is actually the first to feature a digitally colored scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the scene where the doors to the high school close after the security guard takes Bobby into the school.
Digitally colored, huh?
Digitally colored. I don't know what that means.
Well, I'm assuming they just didn't color it by hand. They ended up doing it in Photoshop or something.
Photoshop or whatever, scanned the image in and then colored it.
Huh.
And this is also the last episode to air before the Twin Towers.
Really?
4/9/11, yeah. This was in May, and the next episode didn't air until September.
And that's our show.
September.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yep.
Okay, so they start riding through this parking lot, and I mean it is a dramatic ride through this parking lot. They run over a soda can, and the high school boys hear it and they stop them. First boy says, "Hey, shorty, where do you think you're going?" Bobby says, "We don't want any trouble, gentlemen." Second boy, "We're not letting you pass until you give us a little song." Connie says, "This is crazy. Just because we go to middle school." And Bobby does not hesitate.
No,
if you want to be my lover, you got to be with my friends. And he's like, "Connie, go!" And they ride off fast. The boys get in the car to start chasing them. They're on Bobby's tail. They go through a light. Bobby rides through some parking lots. He gets his pants stuck on the chain. The car gets closer. You hear from the boys, "Get him. I'm going to beat the crap out of you." And they get stuck at the traffic light. Because Bobby's pants are stuck in the chain, he just takes his pants off and just starts carrying his bike. Everybody's laughing at him. And you hear Bobby say, "If you're not going to help, be quiet." And then he runs through an alley, circles back to the high school, ditches his bike. The kids see him, and they're, "Dude, there he is." And then we switch scenes. Dale drives up with a trailer attached to his Bugabego with a porta potty on it.
Yep.
Dale's going to get in the porta potty business.
The porta potty business, which is porta potties are disgusting.
Well, they are very disgusting. There is one company though, and it's probably several of them that use this phrase, but they say they're number one and number two.
Yeah,
we're number one and number two. You know, it
kind of reminds me of that porta potty company in town where they've got that. Their advertisement is like a 40-foot pole with a guy sitting in a porta potty on it.
Yeah.
Porta John.
Yeah, that's over there.
Porta John, whatever the company is.
That's over there headed to South Waco.
Yeah.
That thing's been up for
years,
a million
as long
years.
as I've been around.
Okay, so you see him ditching his bike and kind of taking off. Dale drives up with the porta potty on the back of his trailer. Yeah. Hank and the other guys are standing there, and he's, "What the heck?" And then Dale gets out. "You know, Hank, your selfish refusal to let Bill use your bathroom got me thinking. I plan on creating and then cornering the premium porta potty market." Premium porta potty market.
I think it's kind of disgusting to put a porta potty in the alley, though. But Artie gave us another fact about porta potties here. He said that generally the size and model, I guess he looked up the size and model or compared them and looked up a comparison for it. But he said
folks,
that
he does it so you don't have to.
So you don't have to. He said they could be anywhere between $769 to $2,500, depending on whether you get used or new.
Oh, used.
Let's get in the used porta potty business.
I'm gonna pay $800 for a used porta potty.
Yeah,
Ooh, that sounds great.
That's wild.
That is a Craigslist delight right there.
Yeah.
He goes, "I plan on creating and cornering
the shit market,
the premium porta potty market. It'll be the best market." He said it'll be the best dollar a person could ever spend. So he's charging everybody $1 to take a dump.
Yeah, I would just go to my house. You're in the alley. Your house is right there. I'm going to go to the house. Why would I take a shit in a hot, stinky porta potty?
He says, "Nobody's going to want to pay good money to use a stinky portable washroom." Dale's like, "Stinky? With the finest lotions and the softest tissues and the most pleasing lighting design, the Porta Gribble will be finally a vacation I can afford." Is what Bill says. It is a 4 by 8 foot slice of paradise, is what Dale calls it.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
4
Not even close.
by 8, so 4 feet.
Not even close.
4 feet square, 8 feet tall. They always smell the same too. You know, they're always awful.
It's always bad, especially. I did construction a couple years back out in the sun.
Yeah,
and you'd have to go piss, and I would generally go find a tree or something to piss against because the porta potty would just be. It's already hot outside, and then you step into this steamy I mean,
That's it. I think it's the steamy part.
steaminess.
Yeah.
It's real humid outside.
Well, it's even
and
humider
it's humid
in there.
in the shitter.
And then you look. Don't ever.
And I
look
just think about the
into it.
fog. That's all I think about is
Yeah.
what fog am I huffing here?
Don't
What
ever
kinda-
don't ever look down the toilet in a porta potty either.
Oh no,
That's just the gates of hell. Is what that is.
I think what a good photo series would be is a photographer going around from
Nope.
porta potty to porta
Nope.
potty and doing
Nope.
some avant-garde
No, thank you.
type
Nope.
art and
Nope.
taking
Nope.
pictures of it.
Oh God, I hate those things. You know,
And then teaming up with a painter who will then paint it on canvas.
you know, the thing is, like,
Be great.
I love going to live music, and like we went to a show last night, and you have to go to the bathroom while you're there. You know, I would rather slit my own throat than do number 2 inside any of these clubs, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But you got to go pee, and so
The trough pissing.
Oh, it's not a trough. That was the thing. It had 2 urinals,
Oh no,
and they always have that smell, and it's
Yeah.
not just pee smell.
it's like that.
They put the little hockey
hockey
pucks
puck.
in there and all the other
Yeah.
stuff, and then people pee all over the floor and stuff. It's God,
You know what I
it's so
thought would be
gross.
a fun scam is tell people to carry a whole bag full of fresh urinal cakes
Mm-hmm.
and tell people you read urinal cakes, so the marks that their piss makes in it, and then you read their fortune in it.
Well, see, my thing with urinal cakes was you make them with college teams on them.
Yeah.
And so, like, we've got Baylor across here. I sell them a whole bunch of Texas Longhorn ones when they're
Oh
playing.
yeah, when they're playing
or when
Texas
the other team
Longhorns.
is here or
That
whatever.
would be
and you put 'em in
funny.
the-
That would
yeah.
be funny. I like that.
I don't know
That'd
why
be
nobody's
good.
done that.
I don't
That's
know why.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
because
I
you get
figured
to piss on
somebody
it the whole
would-
time.
Or actually have just a place where, like, in the back somewhere where there's
Yeah.
just like a bunch of jerseys and you just piss on their
Yeah.
jerseys.
You could have
like a public
Biden's
piss
face
hole.
on. You could have Biden's face on some, Trump's face
on
on others. Yeah,
And Nader's
there's a
face
whole
on others.
There's a whole market out there. I don't think
Bob
is being,
Dole on some.
Bob Dole.
Kinky Friedman on others.
Oh, I talked to a guy the other day that said, "I'm going to get Kinky Friedman to town." I was like, "Okay, you better hurry. Dude's almost dead."
Call Vic Fazell.
Don't. He won't call you back. All right, so Bill steps up to go to the porta potty, and he goes, "Not so fast. $1 buys the key. That's the friend price." Bill gives him $1. He says, "Thank you." Bill goes inside, and from the inside you hear, "Oh, I feel like I'm a millionaire construction worker." What the hell does that mean?
I don't know.
Bobby comes running up in his underwear saying, "Dad!" And you hear Hank go, "What the?" Dale says, "Oh, man." And then Bill's like, "Look at him running around with that flabby little he goes, "What?" And then Bill comes out and goes, What did I miss? What did I miss?" And that's from inside the porta potty. Then we transition into the Hill kitchen. We've got Hank and Peggy and Bobby. Peggy says, "Hank, we are getting his bike right now. If we move fast, maybe we can still find his pants." That's the thing. You want to find his pants.
Yeah.
Hank says, "Peggy, if we get his bike now, we'll be getting it for him until he's 16. Then we'll be getting his truck. It's kind of a tradition for high schoolers to pick on the young and the weak." No offense, son. How do you not take offense?
That's offensive.
Bobby,
man.
by the way, is sitting there in a pink nightgown.
Well, he's always picking at Bobby, though, so I
True.
guess Bobby's kind of used to it. So I don't even think he should have to say no offense. Bobby,
No
none
offense,
taken.
son.
None taken.
Bobby says, "All right, I'll go get the bike. Just make sure you videotape my chef programs while I'm in a coma." So he number one, Bobby knows his value, right?
Yeah,
he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get put in a coma." But the only thing I ask of you is please videotape my cooking shows. I mean, that's the most important thing.
That is the most important thing, because those are some of the best. Those are some of the funniest stuff going to me. I like the
cooking shows?
Well, some of them, yeah.
No.
And
Well, I know you're a
then I
big-
like the tame ones too. I
I know
like.
you're a big fan of Julia Child.
Yeah, big fan of Julia Childs. Really big fan of Julia Childs. There's that other guy that she does a show with too. I can't remember what his name is off the top of my head. But
Jeff
they
Probst?
No, it was it's an Italian guy that she does it with, and it's
Mario Lagasse?
no
Chef,
French.
Chef Boyardee?
French maybe.
Oh.
I don't know. I think the guy might be French. I'm not sure what his nationality is. I don't want to get it wrong.
Oh, he is French. I know who you're talking about, but I can't.
They had their own
his
show
name.
at the like later stage of her doing all the cooking
Well,
stuff,
see-
because she had multiple renditions of shows. She had multiple shows.
Yeah.
She had one show where it was her and that guy that just did stuff. Of course, she had the original black and white one, which I don't even know how you do a cooking show in black and white, because like texture and color and everything is all a part of cooking.
Before you had it.
But they did a great job with it. She was the first one one to do it. She's literally the birthing of cooking shows.
That Julia
the
show,
mother of it.
That Julia show, I think it's on Apple.
Yeah,
boy, that's a good show.
Yeah,
her
story is pretty cool.
It goes over the whole beginning.
She used to work for the OSS, which is like the precursor to the CIA.
Yeah,
and one of the things that her first job or her first recipe, if you will, what she calls her first recipe, is she had to make shark repellent for underwater mines because the sharks were bumping into them. So she had to cook and manufacture a way to keep the sharks from wanting to go to the mines. So she come up with this really, I guess, stinky repellent shark stuff.
Yum.
And it was successful. So that was the one thing that like she was known for in the military. So shout out to her first recipe being something inedible.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And then she went to like Blue Cordon in France and became a world famous chef.
Yeah, she partnered with a lady in France, and they wrote that first cooking book or cookbook, which was French cooking made easier for the American housewife or something like that.
Yeah, it was the dawn of all that stuff. She was like, she was like the precursor to all the cooking stuff that we see now. That's on TV.
Absolutely.
Like she's the first cooking media.
Do you remember? Have you ever seen any of the Julia Child's skits they did on Saturday Night Live?
No, I never saw any of those. Pretty good.
It was always Dan Aykroyd playing Julia Childs, and things would go.
I was fixing to say it would have to be him. He's the tallest one there.
Things would go terrible, and he would end up just spouting blood everywhere every time. It was just
I've never seen those. I'm gonna have to check those out.
Fantastic. Yeah.
No, I watch her. I watch her quite regularly. She's since I can't have a comfort show, King of the Hill can't be my comfort show right now as we're going through it because if I watched it as much as I already do, it would be way too much watching a King of the Hill. So my comfort show now is Julia Childs.
By the way,
on Pluto TV. No affiliation.
Zach wants to start a Rick and Morty podcast just like this, and he's already taken the first pilot and gone through the whole script.
Yeah, we could do that.
Everything.
We could do that.
Yeah,
I would do that with him.
It'd be fun.
Also, F storyboard directed the first episode of Rick and Morty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did the pilot for.
You think we could get him on?
Potentially, yeah. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I'm pretty sure.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind coming and talking.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for him, but I'll ask him.
Nice guy. Okay, so now we have Bobby, Connie, and Joseph riding up to get his bike. Bobby's on Connie's handlebars riding around. We come up to Arlen.
Pumping? Isn't that what it was called back in the day?
What was it?
Pumping?
Oh, I don't know.
Whenever somebody was on your pegs, giving them a pump, pumping them around.
I don't like where this is going.
I mean, I'm just saying that's I think that was the terminology, giving them a pump. Like,
yeah, things change. Okay, so you hear Connie say, "Don't be a hero. Curl up in a ball and cry if you have to." And then Bobby says, talking to Joseph, says, "Listen, if anything happens, promise me you'll take care of Connie. Make sure she goes to the prom. It's really important to her."
Yeah, actually, I looked it up. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. So I had to look it up. I was pretty sure it was slang that we used. So it was called pumping, is what it was called, giving somebody a ride on a bicycle. It sounds even funnier in England. In England, UK English, they called it a backy.
Oh no, backy, pumping,
you get a backy and a pumping,
I don't
and then when the passenger is sitting on the frame in front of the rider, it's called a crossy. I've never seen that. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah,
y'all did that where you
sit on the handlebars.
No, not the handlebars, the frame.
Oh no!
How do you even pedal?
I didn't have anybody get on my bike with me. I didn't want that at all. You can walk. I'll just pedal slower. Joseph says, "Me and Connie at the prom." He looks back at her and goes, "Wow, I won't let you down." He walks over to the high school, and then you hear Joseph say, "Bobby, Tom Landry Middle School rules," and he gives like the hail sign, like hail Satan sign or whatever.
Yeah.
And Bobby says, "TLMSR." When I first watched it, I didn't know what he's saying. It's Tom Landry Middle School, idiot.
Oh yeah. TLMSR. I was gonna say ASMR. Yeah.
Well,
we're gonna do. We're gonna do the first episode of season 6, episode 1 in AMSR.
If that happens, I will not be a part of this. Okay, so you see Bobby, and he sees some high school boys, so he kind of jumps in the bushes. He's crawling around in there, and he's going, "Where's my bike? Where's my bike?" And then you hear these high school girls saying, "Yeah, so before I knew it, my entire bangs were on fire." Okay, but did he say whether or not he likes me? Then you hear the school bell ring. He sees the bike and his pants. His mother will be proud. And he starts to kind of crawl over there, and a security guard says, "Okay, let's go, freshman." And he takes Bobby by the arm, thinking he's a freshman in high school. And he goes, "That was a warning bell." Bobby's like, "Freshman? No, sir. I'm still in middle school." And the security guard says, "Look, I know it's tough out there for a freshman. They're animals, but I got some advice for you. Puff out your chest and walk like this." He's walking like a gorilla. So I saw a gorilla do it on a nature show. Scared the crap out of me. Now go on. And he opens the high school door, and then the door slams behind him. So Bobby is now in high school when all he wanted was his bike and his pants.
Yep.
And that is our first commercial break.
There's our first commercial break.
We'll take that, and we'll be right back.
Snack Attack is a podcast about the history of your favorite snacks, candies, and treats. Each 5-minute or less episode features the history of a great snack from around the world. We'll also visit what the status of the snack is today and give you a little knowledge to lord over your friend. Snack Attack is available anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com. Let's get snacking!
Step into the unexpected with Cultastic, or How to Start a Cult Without Really Trying. A podcast where cult creation unfolds in the most unpredictable way. Join us on a unique journey into the world of theoretical cult formation. Unlike any other podcast, each episode of Cultastic is co-written in part using ChatGPT, and we let it decide our fate, good or bad. What makes Cultastic truly intriguing? We don't know what's coming each week. Together with our AI co-author, we'll discover and build this cult, one episode at a time, exploring various aspects of cult dynamics, leadership, and group psychology. Delve into themes of charisma, influence, and the power of group thinking. It's a blend of expert analysis, theoretical exploration, and the unforeseen twists of AI-generated ideas. Remember, Cultastic is an exercise in imagination and education where we weave a narrative one episode and one tenant at a time. Curious about where this journey will take us? Subscribe to Cultastic or How to Start a Cult Without Really Trying on your favorite podcast platform or at roguemedianetwork.com. Let's build this mission to save the people of Earth, week by unpredictable week.
And we're back. We left Bobby Hill stuck inside Arlen High School.
He's in Arlen High School.
The security guard thinks he's a freshman.
And that's the walkout that we're talking about here. So this is the first digitally.
That was the one?
The first digitally colored as soon as they walked him in.
That's cool. You see, he's in the high school hall sneaking around. He opens a door, just the first door he comes to, and he hears, and the uterine wall will slough off. And, of course, he shuts the door real quick and keeps walking.
That's a period, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about.
He finally comes to the cafeteria, and it's like the heavens open because he sees what? Taco Bueno.
Taco Bueno.
He's like, Taco Bueno in school? I thought that was just an urban legend.
I never had Taco Bueno before.
Really?
I've never eaten Taco Bueno.
good.
I was faithfully a Taco Bell guy.
They have party tacos.
Yeah. Well, we had Party Pack.
Do you know what a party taco is?
No, I don't know what Party Taco is.
Smaller taco.
We had Party Pack, and it was just more tacos.
Instead of the taco being this big, it's this big. That's it.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like how, what's his name? Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
They have 3 stages of tacos now.
They do have 3 stages. They have giant tacos, they got the regular tacos, and then the tiny tacos.
Yeah, they've got the one big taco. Have you seen the one big taco?
I haven't tried the
they
one
all
big
look
taco.
the same. They're
It's
just
exact
various
same taco.
sizing.
Yeah.
It's just different
Well,
sizes.
it's pretty smart of them because
same amount of meat in each one.
They sell a shit ton of those things.
The giant one is all shell.
I like
no
the
meat.
little ones. I like the little bitty ones. But, they
the tiny tacos?
Yeah,
have you had the loaded ones?
Well, they have that, and then I was
Yeah.
going to say, then they squirt stuff on them and call them loaded.
Yeah.
And I like the regular ones better.
You know what the loaded one is? You know, on the inside how it has the meat with the cheese or whatever. It's just the cheese squirted all over it, and then lettuce, and then the red sauce that's on the inside in there squirted all over it too. I'm more of a fan because I'm a driver, so usually
you're a winner.
When I'm driving, I'm eating. I drive. Yeah, I drive and eat a lot, so. I always have to get everything with no sauce, or I have to get it plain.
Because it
gets all in my beard mainly.
I do the same thing. I generally eat breakfast on the way to work every morning.
Yeah.
And I'll
no jam, no jelly.
No,
all
man.
Meat.
We're not. I'm not making a big mustard sandwich or anything, with sausage on it. That's one of my favorite things. You take 2 pieces of bread, preferably the HEB rosemary bread.
Yeah.
And you toast it with a little bit of butter, just a tiny little butter, and get it toasted. You can just squirt it down with mustard on the inside and put freshly fried sausage patties in it, and that's it.
Pretty good.
That's all I need.
Yeah, I'm not a mustard guy.
So good.
I'm
not a mustard guy either.
With the sausage.
I'm not a mustard guy either, but with sausage. It works.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we've given our recipe.
Yeah. Godspell. Yeah, that was the next thing. Yeah.
He sees a poster for Godspell on the bulletin board.
I have facts for that real fast. I'll run through. So Godspell is it's a musical or whatever, so it's kind of like Jesus Christ Superstar. And
were they naked in Godspell?
I'm not really sure, but it pretty much was trying to infuse what was popular with Christianity. So that's one thing that Christian music is always trying to do, is try to be relevant. Because it's always like 10 years behind in contemporary music. So
God, it all sounds the same.
It does. And that's and that's what this was, is that like they're trying to infuse all that and make it popular.
Christian rock all sounds like Creed.
Yeah.
Everything's Creed.
So Godspell is a series of parables, most of which are based on the Gospels of Matthew. 3 of the parables featured are only in the Gospel of Luke. The end of the musical covers several events from the Passion of the Christ. It is recommended, like Legos, for ages 6 and 8.
That's good.
There you go.
That was good. Okay, so he sees that poster and he says, Godspell, that was banned in middle school. You look over and you see a No Doubt poster. He doesn't comment on it, but he goes, I have arrived. I am so what's up.
Yeah.
No, I'm only assuming that the what's up came from those frogs. Remember the Bud Light frogs?
Oh, the Bud Light frogs. I thought you were talking about the water that was turning the frogs gay.
No, not at all.
No.
That's their choice. The What's Up frogs, Bud Light had this thing.
Yeah, Bud. Why?
Yeah.
Sir.
Or What's Up. They would do that.
Oh, they did What's Up too?
They did that too.
Yeah. I just remember them saying What's Up, or not What's Up, but the Bud. Why?
Yeah. All right, so now we're at Tom Landry Middle School. You guys get so much for the money here, by the way. I mean, think of all the things we've talked about already during this show.
Yeah, most of it ain't even King of the Hill.
That is true value, folks. Okay, so we're back at Tom Landry Middle School. We're in class. Bobby comes in, and you hear Connie go, "Oh, Bobby, thank God you're alive." Like they're just going to kill him. You know?
Yeah. No, you're still alive, buddy.
He goes, I've never been more alive in my life. I was in high school. It was like I was living in a dream. But if it was all a dream, how did I get this burrito wrapper from Taco Bueno? Bobby says, that's right. Taco Bueno in the food court at the high school. And Connie gets all excited.
We had a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
All we had was an angry lady with a unibrow that would sell cookies and ice cream and like candy bars and stuff.
Closest I got to it was the little stupid private school I went to. Every Wednesday we would have personal pan pizzas from Pizza Hut.
Oh, that's
pretty nice.
That's not bad.
It made Wednesday okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah. There's nothing better than one of those little crunchy ass personal pan things. They
I used
get
to
all crunchy around
I used
the
to bully
edges.
nerds for their
Baby.
breakfast pizzas.
Oh, good for you.
I would have like 8 breakfast pizzas. No, I'm just kidding. I would definitely try to go through the line a couple of times. What I would do is if it's winter time, you'd have a jacket, a sweater, and a shirt.
Yeah.
And I wore glasses and a hat.
Start throwing stuff in there?
So I would just start taking like an article of clothing off or putting a hat on and trying to do different combinations to get through so I could get this breakfast pizza. Sometimes you'd get through maybe twice, but the third time, they'd catch you by the third time.
Well, and it's amazing to me that you're going after breakfast pizza that because it couldn't have been that great.
You know, there's a website dedicated now to selling. They sell those school cafeteria products from the 90s.
Really?
They remanufactured it and everything, and they resell. Yeah, you could buy them online. The square breakfast
hell.
pizzas from the 90s and the burritos.
Oh, wow.
There's like a whole market, I guess, for that. I have no clue. But literally, it's all of the cafeteria food from what I remember as a kid, and it's all sold. They even have like bags of the turkey a la king.
Turkey a la king.
That's the only place I ever ate it. I've never eaten turkey a la king anywhere but
That's just
school.
glop on a piece of bread, right?
It was good. No,
Yeah.
it was like it was like rice. That was what was a good part.
Oh,
it was
had
like
the rice in it.
with like it was a side of rice, and then they would put a scoop, and it was like turkey and gravy mixture kind of thing, and they would just pour it on the rice. It was really good. It's like my favorite thing to eat. It was on a Friday usually.
Friday,
like one of the Fridays
meals. For fish. All right, and so he says Taco Bueno is in the food court at the high school. First thing Connie says, did they have a language lab? Did you notice what the teacher-student ratio was?
That's what Connie would be worried about,
goes,
a teacher-student ratio.
She goes, oh, my mind is racing with questions. Bobby says, I got to get back. The Colonel's cooking up something tasty for lunch in the food court at the high school. So apparently they have a Taco Bueno and a Kentucky Fried Chicken.
A KFC, yeah.
He leaves class.
And some schools can't even get a choir program.
Right, that's right.
It's all going on in Central Texas.
But think about that. Like what they do is they outsource all that stuff, and that way they don't have to pay the prices. So these restaurants, quote unquote, will come in and pay the school to be there.
Oh, okay.
And so it's a little bit of a moneymaker for them.
But it's got to be at a place that's
But
affluent.
it's terrible food for the kids.
It's got to be an affluent place, though.
Yeah.
You're not going to see a KFC in an inner city school anywhere.
No. Too many metal detectors. So he leaves class. Connie's kind of sad. She sees him running off in the window. He sneaks back into the school. He sees the guard, goes through the metal detector, and now goes into the boys' room. In there are some high school boys, of course, and they say, hey, fresh meat, this is a senior bathroom. I'm going to shove your head in the toilet. And they grab him, and they carry him upside down to the toilet, and he goes, put me down. My growth is stunted. My kidneys are broken. I'm really a senior. I mean, he's trying anything, The kid says, like that kid on that old TV show? He goes, yes, exactly like that kid on that old TV show. Now put me down.
Yeah, I always thought it was crazy that juniors and seniors went to school with freshmen and sophomores.
It's nuts.
I always wondered, like, as a student going through that, why don't they have us separated? Because if I piss this kid off, he's like 6'7" and he's 280.
That's true.
And I'm like, barely just scratching 5'3" because I hadn't even hit my growth spurt yet.
It happens in middle school too, because you get those little kids come in 6th grade and then they leave in 8th grade.
Massive 8th
and by the time they get to 8th grade, they're big and stinky and loud.
Some kids in 8th grade are 6 foot.
Oh,
my son's in 7th grade, and one of his best friends is like 6'1", like 280 at
like
least.
Joseph?
He's huge.
Is he
like Joseph?
Is he like Joseph?
He's huge. He's massive and just grunts. Eats everything in sight. Cusses like a sailor for no reason.
I like boobies. Yeah. Okay. So he says, like that kid on that old TV shows. Yes, exactly. Put me down. He goes, you do look kind of familiar. Didn't we see you at Conklin's party? And Bobby's quick on his feet. If nothing else, Bobby's quick on his feet. He goes, anybody who says they remember that party wasn't really there. And the seniors go, oh, dude. Now we're in the cafeteria. He sees the Heart No Doubt sign in the I wrote down cafetorium. I just love that word. And he's talking to some of these other kids, and he goes, so what's the deal with all the No Doubt posters? And one of the kids says, hey, wait, I thought you said you went to school here. He goes, I do, but I've been dialysis the last couple of months.
He's quick on his feet. He said, I've been to dialysis. That boy's got kidney issues.
He said,
it's from all that raw meat he was eating.
He said, Lefty shut down, and I just got him working again. Lefty. Kid says, oh, sucks for you. He goes, well, anyway, we're in the middle of a big radio contest with like every high school in Texas. If we win, No Doubt's going to play our prom. We're in 5th place behind a Catholic girls' school. Those chicks are tough. And Bobby says, No Doubt rules. Did you listen to any No Doubt?
Is it No Doubt Pink?
No.
No Doubt's
different people.
Gwen Stefani, sorry.
Yes.
Okay. No, I didn't.
I'm just a girl. That one.
No, I really didn't. I didn't listen to that.
I didn't either. Never liked them.
I didn't really listen to that stuff.
Never a big fan.
Around the time that No Doubt was coming out, Pantera was pretty good.
The show we went to last night, at one point, the drummer comes out from behind the drums and does a song dedicated to Creed. And it was so, I
like Creed.
It was ironic,
for
though.
For the time that I was in,
because
I've never listened to it now.
He was just screaming. I mean, he put I'm surprised he didn't pass out at the end of that song. It's so good, though.
I'm sorry,
because they
but
didn't
when,
sing that
when
kind
I
of
hear
music.
I'm 6 feet from the edge. I have to sing with it. It's just a catchy song.
They they weren't that kind of band, but then they covered that, and they
Yeah.
did a really good job.
I'll
That was a
check that
great
out.
show. By the way, anybody out there, check out the Toxhards.
The Toxhards.
Toxhards.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check them out. They sound pretty good.
And then the opening band was Retro Cowgirl. They were
Retro
pretty good too.
Cowgirl, okay.
Yeah. Got kind of a little sexy dance she does as she's singing. So he says, no doubt rules. All we've got is some Vegas theme at our dance. And then there's a big pregnant pause. He goes, at the hospital. He goes, so what do you do? Eat weird stuff? Guy says, eat stuff, stack stuff, spray paint stuff. We listen to Pig 106 every morning. Wacky and Steve tell us what to do. That's the way to live your life right there.
Yeah, Wacky and Steve.
The school bell goes
They'll
off.
guide you.
Yeah. School bell right into a lake. School bell goes off, and he goes, yeah, it's pep rally time. Come on, kidney boy. So now he's dubbed Kidney Boy.
Kidney boy, yeah, that's terrible.
So now we're in the gym for a rally. We got the cheerleaders.
That's awful. Imagine being the guy on dialysis, and that's what they call you as Kidney boy.
Well, you got to hand it to high schoolers. They cut right to the quick.
Yep.
They're in the gym for the rally. There's cheerleader pyramid. There's a man at the podium who looks like the principal, and he's got a No Doubt T-shirt pulled over his suit.
Yeah.
You know how they do it. You hear some kind of weird bird sound. But anyway, Bobby looks at this big thing, and he goes, oh, cool. Wow, your cheerleaders really have boobies.
Yeah.
And then the guy says, yeah, even junior varsity has them. Then we hear from the principal.
Settle down, boys.
He goes,
Settle
all
down.
right, settle down. You're going to want to hear this one. And then you hear, bah! Or whatever, and he goes, Kanklin. Like, you just know this kid just makes those sounds all the time. Kanklin. He goes, okay, I just got word from Wacky and Steve. Thank God.
Thank God. I had to know what Wacky and Steve were doing. I just
got the word from Wacky and Steve that Pierce High School lost their liability insurance and can't do the dishwasher of doom, so they're out. So that puts us at the top 4 with 296 points. There's no doubt we're going to win this thing. Everybody just goes nuts.
Yeah.
And Bobby looks around and he just goes, God, I love this school. I mean, this is everything he's ever wanted.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so now we've got Dale in front of Strickland. And he's standing in front of his porta-john, or his, what do you call it, porta-gribble.
Yeah, the porta-gribble.
Which is also,
that what he's calling it?
Which is also right next to a food truck, which seems bad.
Iffy.
I just don't think that's a good thing.
Not a good look for the food truck, if nothing else.
Yeah. He goes, so he's standing there and he goes, friends, I know you've used toilets, but I'll wager you've never truly experienced one. Why just relieve yourself when you can reward yourself? He looks at Buck and he goes, Mr. Strickland, is it? Buck says, well, I might as well conjure up a little something. He goes in. I might be able to conjure up a little something. Ugh. He goes into it, and as he's going in, he's like, Hank, pay
That's
the toilet
nasty.
man. Pay the toilet man.
Pay the toilet man, Hank.
The
That's
toilet man.
disgusting.
All right, we're back in the high school. We've got a big banner hanging.
You know, that's kind of offensive to say to Hank because his dad used to be the toilet man. Why would
His
you
dad
say
was a
such a
toilet
thing?
man.
Yeah, remember he was the guy in the toilet. He was like the toilet attendant.
Oh, that's right.
On Veterans Day, and he
Yeah.
storms out.
Yeah. Waddles out, but sure.
Well, storms out in a waddle.
Stottily warms out.
Speaking of
Stortily
storms,
warms out.
how about that hail the other night?
It was big hail.
Yeah, I saw a video out of Johnson City, Texas, and it had softball-sized hail from the sky, and you could hear it screaming through the skies.
There was a warning
nuts.
that came through the National Weather Service that said if there are people or pets, get them inside immediately because you will be injured. It was like, holy shit. That's a big warning.
No, seriously, the video that I seen was pretty
I know,
like
they were
it was
gigantic.
awful to hear.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't imagine being where they were at. It was in, like I said, it was in Johnson City.
Yeah.
And they had a view going out of their back patio into the pool area, and you could hear them just whistling as
I'm
they were
sure.
slamming into the water.
Yeah. So there's this big banner that says 336 points to no doubt. There is everybody's sitting there watching, and then there's a guy in some swim trunks trying to get into a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Right. So this is like the old thing where you would pack a phone booth or whatever, they used to do in the 50s. And they would win, if you get enough people in a phone booth, Chubby Checker will come to town or something
Chubby
like
Checker.
that. Yeah. It's one of the things. So that you
What
hear
is his hit songs?
the twist.
Oh,
Come
the
on,
twist.
baby. Yeah.
Do the twist. Yeah.
That was a little more sensual than
That was
I
like
but
Elvis.
Yeah.
That was like how Elvis would say
Come
it,
on,
yeah.
baby. All right, so the principal, he says, all right, Anthony, the record's a minute. You ready? And they put him in there, and almost immediately he's like, dude, let me out. I can't breathe. I taste soap. And everybody just boos. He gets out.
Worst taste on the world on earth. So
it's pretty bad. Another kid says, do we have anybody short? Where's that petite kid who tumbles? That's the principal saying that.
Yeah.
This one kid goes, Rosemary, she moved to Oklahoma. That one kid that tumbles. Bobby, of course, in the crowd goes, I'll do it. I mean, he is just trying to fit in. He wants to be a high schooler so bad.
Yeah.
The guy next to him goes, what about your kidneys? He goes, they're full of Ireland High spirit.
Yeah, that's funny.
And then there's this girl who goes, oh, who is he? Another girl. He's so cute and helpless.
Kidney boy.
Kidney boy.
Yeah, why do you call him kidney
Another
boy?
boy says, we call him that because of his bad kidneys. She goes, you mean like he could die any minute? Try any second.
Yeah, dramatic.
And so Bobby gets in the dishwasher and you hear, oh, yeah, Ireland High rules. And he's in a fucking dishwasher trying to win time with no doubt. All right, so now we've got Joseph and Bobby brushing their teeth in the porta potty, which I'm not sure how that happened.
Yeah, I don't either.
But Joseph says, I can't stop thinking about Connie. I know she's Bobby's girl, but I love her. And by the way, it's Dale and Joseph. And he goes, they're not married. Go for it. Which, damn, Dale, he's just a shitty guy. He really is.
No, that's rough. Telling your son to go, I don't know.
And there, by the way, this porta potty is sitting in their driveway. Dale's outside with his feet propped up, and Joseph's in there brushing his teeth for some reason.
This is the second time that he's fell for Connie, though. He fell for Connie in.
I think he's always liked
actually,
her. When they were in the cave.
Beginning of the season.
Really?
Season 5, episode 3. Well, the cave was. I don't think that was like love, is it? I don't want to wait. Oh yeah, it was right. I don't want to wait. That was that episode, right? Yeah. So that's the same episode.
So now we're in the parking lot of the strip mall, and there is a payphone, and there's a kid calling, and he says, "I need the latest hard numbers on the No Doubt competition. An estimate does me no good." This is Bobby talking. He goes, "Pig 106 says Lubbock is getting a point a person for cramming kids into a phone booth." The high school kid's like, a phone booth? How are we ever going to beat that? He goes, wait, I got something the size of a phone booth and smells like a phone booth. Oh, it doesn't, Bobby. He goes, a porta potty. They're like, oh, that's rad. He goes, yeah, no doubt is ours. And
that's disgusting.
Connie rides up on her bike. She goes, Bobby, please tell me you bought our prom tickets. He goes, I got a situation here, Connie. Lubbock is cramming kids into a phone booth.
Connie.
Did
you have your red flakes this morning? Yeah.
He goes, I'll get the tickets tomorrow. She goes, Bobby, they're sold out. It turns out all those nerds who said they had girlfriends at other schools weren't lying. He goes, well, then come with me to the high school prom. They're getting No Doubt to play. She goes, the high school prom? Me at the high school prom? Hanging out with Arlen's best teachers? She's so out of touch with this stuff. Like, she's just going to get bullied. She's going to get bullied like crazy.
She's going to get bullied. Yeah.
She drives off.
Well, maybe not. I don't know. There was some kids who did band and stuff like that didn't get bullied.
In your school?
Yeah.
They didn't get bullied, but they were in band?
Yeah, but it was like attractive people that didn't get bullied. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, you play the saxophone.
You play the saxophone,
but
you look okay.
But you look okay. So
that guy doesn't. I'm going to beat him.
Yeah, he's wearing glasses and playing the trumpet. Nerd.
He has some sort of disability. Kill him.
Yeah, because there was a few girls that were in like. They were in like band, ROTC, and cheerleaders.
Yeah. Oh,
so
wow.
they would do like 3 or 4 different things. So softball,
Army pyramids while playing the flute.
And the one girl that I know that did all those things actually went to the Marine Corps afterwards. So it's kind of fitting that she put herself through it all in school too. So there you
go. Connie rides off, and one of the high school boys talking to Bobby goes, "Who's the middle school cheese?" I don't know how that's an insult, cheese.
Yeah, I don't either.
Whatever. Bobby says,
maybe it was in the 90s.
He goes, Bobby says, oh, no, she's a high school girl I know from the children's hospital. Bobby is really digging himself a hole here.
Yeah, he is.
He goes, yeah, she has a little tail. It's not like a monkey, more like a hamster. They can't operate. So they're dissolving it with compound W.
Like it's a wart.
It's so stupid. This girl back there, she goes, oh, that brave little hamster girl. And you were so sweet to take care of her. So Bobby's in heaven, because this lie is really paying off for him.
Yeah, it's working for him.
All right. Now we're at Deluxe Tux. The store where you can tux it up for the prom, it says. And Connie is watching him put on tuxes, and she goes, I like the bow tie. I lose everything else. He walks off. Then he comes out with a purple tux with ruffles. And then there's some boys in there, and they say, check you out. That is one fly tux. And they look over, and they go, oh, is that Hamster girl? Bobby says, oh, she's very sensitive, and she has super hearing. He just keeps fucking adding.
Yeah, he's adding on. He's piling it up.
That kid says, oh, because I was going to tell you that Vivian wants to go to the prom with you. He comes back with a black tux. The high school boys are still looking at her, and Connie goes, what are you staring at? High school boys, nothing. Can you pick up things with your tail, like that shoe?
Shit.
Yeah, does it wag when you're happy? I mean, Jesus. Bobby goes, Connie, why don't we try this tux on in the dressing room? They both go in the dressing room. Bobby says, Connie says, Bobby, why do those guys think I have a tail? He goes, oh, probably because medical science. Oh, and I told him you had a tail. Oh, and I told him you had one. Bobby says, or Connie says, why were you making fun of me? He goes, no. It's very romantic. You have a tail. I have bad kidneys. We met on a rainy day at hospital camp.
What the hell is hospital camp?
I don't know, but it's terrible.
These high school kids are just as stupid, I guess.
He goes, and now we can go to the high school prom. And she says, I thought they liked you because you're so cool, not pitied you because you're a freak. He goes, no, I have a medical condition. You're the freak.
Whoa.
You got to keep this straight or we're never going to pull it off. Connie says, I am not going to pretend I have a medical problem. There are people who really have tails. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, I'm not going. And she just storms out. Bobby's like, fine, but I'm going to the high school prom. One of the high school boys says, what's the matter with Hamster Girl? Bobby says, oh, she can't go to the prom. She's having that problem with her DNA or something. I don't know. It's bad. High school kid's like, hey, that means you can take Vivian. He goes, dude. And that goes to, Connie overhears all that, by the way, too, which is bad. But that takes us to the second commercial break. We'll take that and we'll be right back.
Ned Hillsdale, a hard-drinking, foul-mouthed ex-cop turned private detective in the city of Chicago. He lives dangerously, loves intensely, and drinks harder than anyone. The very things that got him kicked off the force now make him the city's best detective. Set against the low rumble of sad jazz and the hum of underground crime, Ned Hillsdale, Private Detective, is available anywhere you get your podcasts and at roguemedianetwork.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Tony, and some call me Big T.
And I'm Carrie, and we have some exciting news. We have a podcast.
Absolutely, it's called My Husband is a Hunka Burning Love.
No.
And we'll be discussing some different sex positions overweight couples can easily perform, correct?
I don't think so. It's called I Married an Idiot.
I know, I'm just kidding.
We'll try to stay on task, focus. Did you take your Adderall today?
Really? You're going to ask me that? Are you insinuating something?
Never mind. You may be wondering why we're doing this. We have been together for 36 years.
36 short, long
years.
Freaking years. But we must be doing something right?
Well, we must be. But this is where the fun starts.
And you know me, I love having fun. Fun is the best thing to have.
Yes, it is. On our show, we're going to be discussing a wide variety of topics. And I'll give you my opinion, and you'll give your opinion. So please, do not embarrass me.
I'm not going to embarrass you. I told you 1,000 times, but you also need to learn to get some thicker skin if you're going to be doing this. No. And don't take everything so damn personal.
I know, but you get personal.
Anyway, it's up to you, not you, Carrie, but the podcastee listeners,
the
audience, to decide which one of us is the idiot.
It's going to be pretty obvious, trust me.
Absolutely, totally obvious. Was that a shot?
Of course not.
Okay, good, just checking. So, you know, everybody has an opinion. It's like my daddy always said.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Well, it's true. An opinion is like an ass. Everyone has one, and some are bigger than others, or it went something like that.
Stop. Would you be nice? See what I mean? Tell them where we can be found.
Anywhere you get your podcast or roguemedianetwork.com. Just look up I Married an Idiot. Sit back, relax, and give us a try. I promise you it will be entertaining. And if you want to contact us, you can shoot us an email. Well, I don't seem to have the email at the moment. This is not good. I don't seem to have that at the moment, but we'll let you know, so stay tuned, and I promise you we'll let you know. Sorry.
Really?
Well.
But yes, eventually we'd love to hear your feedback. You can give us suggestions on what topic to cover, comment on our show or an episode, or just drop us a line to say hello.
Just remember, any negative feedback should be directed toward Carrie, and all positive feedback should go to me.
Wrong again.
Hey, babe, look, we got to go. Let's wrap this up.
Okay, just remember to tune in. It's going to be fun. And thanks for giving us a try.
Absolutely. Until next time, peace out. God dang.
I
Boy,
thought it went pretty good.
That went well, not.
Well, I thought it went okay.
Why didn't you tell me the email? Do you even have an email?
You said you were getting the email.
I did not. When did I say that?
You're such an idiot.
Oh, the hell with it.
All right, and we are back. We left with Connie now having a hamster tail that we don't know if it wags whenever she gets happy. High school boys making fun of it. Bobby has talked himself into going to the high school prom with some girl named Vivian. It's just such a weird thing. So first thing we see is there's a big line of kids piling into a porta potty. They keep paying Dale. And Connie's just watching, and up stumbles Joseph. And Joseph talks to her and says, I thought maybe if you're not still creeped out by me, you might go to the prom with me. I got 2 tickets if you're not still, creeped out. Connie goes, I'd be honored.
Yeah, not very convincing, though.
And then we see the porta potty, or the porta gribble. They're stuffing so many kids in it that the rivets are starting to pop out.
Pink,
and they don't know
pink.
it.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen as far as the rivets go. Now we're in the gym with the principal again. He's making announcements, and he says, everybody settle down. Any minute now, I'm expecting a phone call from Pig 106. We're going to find out. And then the principal starts ringing. He picks it up and goes, hello. Yes, hello. I'd like to order a pizza. Please, ma'am, we're trying to keep the line clear. Hey, you've been pranked by Wacky and Steve. And then Wacky goes, hey, we have a lady here who'd like to speak to you. She's really hot, and I know she spent more than a few nights thinking about her. Here she is, Steve's mom. Steve says, dang, now I've been pranked. Let's get to the get. There's someone that wants to talk to you. And then we start hearing the people from No Doubt come on the phone, obviously
Hey, what's up? This is Gwen from No Doubt.
Obviously pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? This is Gwen from No Doubt. Hey, this is Tom from No Doubt. Hey, how you doing? This is Tony from No Doubt. Tony. That's not Tony. That was Adrian. I'm Tony from No Doubt. Oh, so funny. Gwen says, sorry, we can't talk. We got to call Lubbock and tell them they lost to Arlen High. Congratulations, you guys. See you at the prom. Jim just goes nuts. They hold Bobby up on their shoulders. I mean, he is at the pinnacle.
Yeah, he's it.
The pinnacle for Bobby. This is it,
he's
man.
It. He ain't even in high school yet. He's achieved every high schooler's goal.
They think he's a high schooler.
Yeah.
He's got all the attention.
And he helped bring No Doubt.
No Doubt. He's got his girlfriend, he still thinks, right? I mean, he is on top of the friggin' world. The problem with Connie and Bobby is that Bobby knows he's in a relationship with Connie, so he starts taking it for granted.
Yeah.
And he does that over and over.
Quite a bit.
All right.
He's known for it. Traditional.
Now we're at the Hill House. Hank into the bedroom with a paper under his arm. He comes into the bedroom with paper under his arm. Looks like he's going to go number 2, right? He starts knocking on the door there, and he goes, you still in there, Peggy? What are you doing? And then we see her. She's picking nose hairs and stuff. And she goes, makes a big old fart noise.
Yeah, raspberry.
Instead of just telling him, I'm picking some hairs or I'm freshening up or whatever, she just makes a giant fart sound. I will never understand that woman.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
And then
it's funny though.
He goes down to the other bathroom because he gets this terrible look on his face. By the way, Hank does not want to know what anybody does in the bathroom. No. He goes down to the other bathroom, knocks on the door, and from the other side you hear, Uncle Hank, is that you? I really need someone to talk to. And then Hank just takes off. He's done. He's not
Out
doing
of
that.
there. Yeah.
Uncle Hank. Now we hear.
I think he would literally jump out of a window to avoid talking to her.
Oh, boy, you're not kidding. He goes out to the alley because he's still got to use the bathroom. He goes, all right, Dale, you win. I need to use your porter room.
Yeah, portable room.
Bill says, oh, so now Mr. I'll only share a toilet with my wife wants to come share one with us. Well, take a walk, toilet snob. Dale says, hold on, Bill. Here at Porter Gribble, we reserve the right to refuse service to no one. No shirt, no shoes,
yes service.
Hank goes in, gives him $1. He goes in. He sees this Porta-John is beautiful on the inside. There's flowers, and then there's all these pictures of like Dallas Cowboys and stuff inside the thing.
It's like a clubhouse shitter.
And so he's like, oh my gosh, he pulls up the seat, it sprays something to make it smell good, and like he thinks it's great. So he sits down on the toilet, and we see another little bink come out of the Porta-John. So we know something's going to happen. All right, now we go to a Camaro. I guess it was a Camaro with other high school boys. "Ride with Me" by Nelly is playing. I do not know that song, but
if you want to take a ride with me,
now I do.
Back of the LZ.
They start pulling out water balloons, and Bobby's like, "All right, what are we water ballooning? Cows?"
I was surprised. I knew the lyrics to it. I haven't heard that song in so long. I used to listen to a lot of because it was Tupac dies, and then DMX was really big, so we listened to a lot of that. And Nelly, I don't know, there was a lot of
DMX is hot in here. Is that DMX?
No, that's Nelly. That's Nelly again.
Okay.
DMX was he used to bark a lot.
Barks like a dog.
Yeah, he used to bark a lot.
Good stuff. So he goes, what do we water balloon? Cows? One of the high school kids goes, even better. Tonight's a middle school prom. And they start sneaking up to the middle school prom. Bobby, of course, he's like, oh, dear God, this is all going to blow up in my face. Yep. He goes, as high schoolers, we should be doing something way cooler than this. Bowling's on me. We can steal shoes. And in the little quad or whatever, we see Dooley pinning a flower on a girl there.
Yeah.
And
somebody, even Dooley can get a date.
Bobby finally goes, run, Dooley. And the kids goes, no. And then they hit him with a balloon, hit his date with a balloon. Dooley gets just drenched. Everybody laughs at him. This is the first time I can think of that
Dooley gets bullied. What's crazy about it is Bobby tried to save him.
He did. He did start to try to save him. Yeah.
Bobby's such a good guy. He tried to run, Dooley.
Well, it's just like
he even gave him a warning.
It's just like Hank. I mean, you can do all this stuff, and then it finally kicks in, and you have the morality.
Well, not even the morality thing, too. I think he levels and understands. It's like, oh, well, I'm one of them, really, too.
Well, when it comes down to it, it's his friends, too.
Yeah.
So he got soaked. And then
I mean, we used to joke as friends too. Like I remember one time, one of my friend's parents got divorced, and your mom got divorced. You know what I mean? Like we would joke a little bit, and I think you need somebody like that sometimes in shitty situations because it helps bring a brevity to it. It's
absolutely.
It's like you know.
It's gallows humor, that kind
of thing.
Yeah. So we also see Connie and Joseph all dressed up, ready to go to the prom. They're just standing there, and you hear, "Hey, hamster girl," or you hear Connie first say, "Well, at least you're just jealous because it's Friday night and we have dates." And he goes, "Hey, hamster girl, what are you doing here?" Bobby kind of starts saying and then she finishes up with, "In middle school." The high school boy says, "Middle school?" She goes, "Yeah, compound W dissolved the rest of my tail. They thought middle school would be less stressful after, losing my tail and all." And so the high school kid says, "Okay, so you're like all normal now?" She goes, "Yes, I'm cured." He goes, "Good, because otherwise I'd feel bad about this." And he throws water balloons at him.
Soaking your lies, kid.
Bobby comes out of the frame and stops it like it's a damn bullet, right? And you hear the high school kid say, "Get out of the way." Bobby says, "If you want to hit a middle schooler, you might as well hit me." They go, "What?" He goes, "This is my real school. I am a middle schooler." So then
he revealed it. You're lame. What? What do you mean?
He reveals it, but they say, "He's so lame. Let's soak him." And then Anthony, the kid that tried to get in the dishwasher, starts pummeling him with water balloons. He goes, "Yeah, soaking your lies, kidney boy." They all finish. A guy throws one last one, and they just walk off. Joseph looks at Connie and goes, "Come on, Connie, let's go inside." She says, "Hold on, Joseph. Oh, that's it. I can't take these mind games anymore. You're going to have to choose right now. Is it him or me?"
He's such a weirdo.
He said one thing to her, Joseph.
He's such a creepy person.
She looks at him.
I wonder why they made him so creepy and attractive, but Bobby was so smooth and not attractive. I think they did that on purpose.
So good.
I think the writers level with Bobby more than they identify with Joseph.
Well, it's just funny to have this creepy character like that. He goes, "Is it him or me?"
He's like Lurch.
Yes. Bobby goes, "What?" Or Connie goes, "What? Bobby's my boyfriend. You know that." Bobby looks at her and goes, "I'm still your boyfriend? Really?" She goes, "Yes, but because you were such a jerk, I don't have prom tickets, so I'm going to Joseph." And then Joseph says, "Oh, cool." And they just go inside and they leave Bobby out there, which Bobby deserved that lesson. Connie generally knows best on any of these situations. All right, so now it's after the prom. Connie and Bobby are riding bikes around, and Bobby says, Joseph understands that you only went to the prom with him to get back at me, right? She goes, I don't really think he does. It's actually a bit of a mess. And then you see these high school kids drive up, and they hand Bobby a ticket. They say, hey, kidney boy, and they hand him a ticket. He goes,
Kidney boy,
he
God
goes, a prom ticket? They go, yeah, we got to thinking that you did help us win, and no doubt heard about the kidney boy, so you better be there, and you better look sick. He goes, oh, I'll be there on one condition. Then next thing we see, we're at the prom.
At the prom.
There's a big disco ball. Don't Speak is playing.
Never heard that song.
Don't Speak. Da, 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 da.
Missed No Doubt completely. Yeah, missed it completely.
Bobby is over there dancing with Connie. But by the way, Bobby's wearing a magician's tux with white gloves and
I was
everything.
listening to Pantera and Rob Zombie. Well, the thing is at the time where all this was going on, like the No Doubt era, I was hanging out at a friend's house whose sisters were all gothic and metal. They all listened to nothing but metal. So about this time where I was like 11, 12, 13, it was local metal and...
What was local metal for you? Do you remember any of the bands?
Yeah, 420 Project.
Okay.
And pretty much any band that there's this guy, his name's Matt Garrettson. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's done a lot. He's been in a few metal bands around here. There was one called Locust, Haditha.
I'm just trying to think if I knew any of them, you know?
Well, what local metal bands around this era did you
Crust.
listen to?
There was a band called Crust.
I've heard.
Which
I've heard
Crust,
of that, yeah.
the original name of the band was the Mighty Mighty Butt Crust.
Yeah, no, I've not.
But there was another band who already had that name, so they just shortened it to Crust.
Crust.
Yeah, it was Crust. Flame Trick Subs were around this area still.
Okay.
And so they would play.
This is where they started, was in Waco, right?
Mm-hmm.
What year did they start around here? In the 80s?
It must have been like early 90s.
Oh, early 90s.
Early 90s, yeah. Because they were still playing over at Chelsea Street Pub at the mall.
Yeah.
I can't really think of any other bands. Cornpone, couple others. My buddy Casey. He was big into like BMX and stuff like that, and so he hung out with a lot of the metal kids. But he's always loved live music, so he knows. I'm telling you, man, you start talking to Casey about local music back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll just.
I used to go to the
spit it.
pavilion. They have over here off the river,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was in high school, they used to have a lot of punk shows and
Yeah.
stuff too.
Yeah.
Over there, there was a guy that used to do it who was really creepy. His name was Andrew, and
Is he the guy that was touching everybody?
He was allegedly. I don't want to say
Over
that
at
he was
Spin
or wasn't.
whatever?
Yeah, I don't want to say that he was or wasn't, but I've heard of a lot of
I've heard it
strange
over and
incidents.
over and over.
And he
Yeah.
defends himself over and over.
He
and over
doesn't. He
again,
doesn't.
but-
He does not work for them anymore.
No, he
have
doesn't do
anything to do with them or
anything
whatever.
for anybody. Well,
But-
he used to do Cretan Pop Presents.
Cretan Pop, huh?
That was what his name was Cretan
Yeah.
Pop Presents. And when I was in high school, he was hitting on high school girls
Yeah.
as like a mid-20s,
Yeah, sure.
late 20s guy.
Sure.
So we were at punk shows, and I'm thinking, bro, we're all 15, and you're like a grown man hitting on them.
Yeah.
It wasn't registering to the girls,
Yeah.
but it was registering to me. So like I was like telling him, I was like, you do realize this guy is like,
well, the girls are-
creeping on you,
the
right?
girls
like,
think
y'all
it's
are way
cool.
too young for him to be creeping on you.
The girls at that age think it's cool because this older guy is interested in them and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I think nowadays it would go the other way.
I think so too.
So-
I think I think there's a lot more guys too nowadays that are willing to speak up against things like that. Where back in the day it was just what do they call it, like locker room crap,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of stuff. I feel like there's more people that call that stuff
You
out
know-
when it's damaging to somebody.
This is
like harassing
slightly
girls.
This is slightly related to that, but Casey again had another good point the other day. We were talking about AI video,
Yeah,
and how realistic it's getting.
some of it's pretty crazy.
Right?
Yeah, I've seen some that are. It's really hard to discern what's real and what's not on some stuff.
He went to an AI conference, and they were talking about how it's growing,
Yeah.
exponentially. Every day it grows.
I'm
all this
surprised they
stuff.
don't have anything out at TSTC already in place for like AI education.
In about 10 years, they will.
Yeah.
He said, the issue that I see is when this stuff gets so realistic that you can't tell the difference. What happens to people generating like snuff films, child porn, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Not only can they do it, you can't prosecute them at that point
Yeah.
because nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt.
It's still but
Still
boy,
the same thing.
you could be
Yeah.
training serial killers. You could be training
Yeah,
rapists.
it's
with
crazy
that stuff.
Yeah, it's
Woo.
the technology's
That's
nuts.
frightening. All right, so Bobby and Connie are dancing. Like I said, he's in a magician's tuck with cape and gloves. This high school kid walks by and goes, "Hey, aren't you Kidney Boy?" He says, "No, sir, I'm not. Kidney Boy's gone for good." And they walk off, and so the high school kid assumes
Kidney Boy died.
Kidney Boy died.
What?
He's
No
gone.
more Kidney Boy.
And then you hear Gwen Stefani up on the stage. She goes, "What's up, Arlen High?" And then somebody gives her a note. And she goes, "I just got some terrible news. This next song is dedicated to the memory of Kidney Boy." They play. Connie kisses Bobby on the cheek. And then one of the guys in the band's like, "Oh, poor Kidney Boy."
Man.
And then we get the credits. That's it. And then
that's
after the credits, you hear the principal say, "Conklin."
Conklin.
And that's it, guys.
That's
That
it.
is the entirety of season 5.
That is season 5. We're gonna take a
Holy
6-month
crap.
break before
No,
season 6. No, I'm
no.
just kidding.
Yeah, we'll just fold right into it, man. I mean, last week we did something a little special.
Yeah, maybe next
on
week
the
we'll
other
do
show.
something a little different. We might not
we'll
do
see
a
what
regular
happens.
Monday.
We'll see what
We'll
happens. But yeah, we're headed straight ass into season 6. at this
Season
point.
6. Yeah.
How many
next.
episodes do you think?
I could look real fast. I got it right in front of me.
1,563,000.
Season 6 is going to be probably, I'm going to guess probably like a full 22 because season 5 is actually a shorter.
Yeah, it was only 20. I really
Shorter
expected
season.
2 more.
Yeah, so the next season is 22.
22.
And then 7
Okay.
has 23, and then 8
Oh.
has 22.
There
and
we go.
then 9 has 15. And then 10 has 15, 11 has 12, and then season 12 has 22, and then season 13 has 24. So this was around the time they were like, "Oh, are we on? Are we off? Are we on? Are we off? Are we on? Are we
These
off?"
numbers brought to you by Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. So actually, their most the best run, I guess you could say, is to season 8 before they started having.
Oh, yeah?
Are we going to be on? Are we not going
Yeah,
to be on? When they
yeah,
started guessing if they were going to be there next season or not.
They were just messing with them.
Yeah, even the production numbers change. It goes from like the standard format of 8, 7, A, B, E, whatever, and by season 11 they're at KH 1102 or KH 1113. So
I wonder what the AB stands for. Because I'm assuming E is episode.
yeah,
5
I'm not
is, I don't know what it is. After Bobby? I don't
yeah.
know.
So before we wrap up, I want to say thanks to everybody watching on YouTube. We've got S Danny 19 said howdy. We've got
Howdy.
Mark Bellert Jr. We've got Chippy, Edil Canadol, however you say that.
Chippy!
Appreciate everybody checking us out and hanging out with us for our live recording of Blah.
Yeah, and remember, you can catch us on Spotify with video. You
Yep.
can also catch us on YouTube with video.
Yep.
Every Monday. Fridays are generally just audio. I think we put out video this last
We did
Friday.
last
Yeah.
Friday. I accidentally messed it up. It aired at 7:50 on Thursday,
Nah, that's all right. Whatever.
but it didn't matter. Yeah.
Okay, so also there is a Patreon out there that you can find for Bois. We only have one small tier.
BWAAKOTH.
It's $3 a month, and it would really help us out if you can go over there and sign up. We'd really appreciate it.
We're actually getting closer to being able to do memberships and super chats on
Sure.
YouTube as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Where else can they find us, Rusty?
you can find us at bwaaaakoth.com, or you can find us at bwaaaakoth on all social media platforms, or you could go to roguemedianetwork.com/bwaaaakoth.
I want to bring one thing up, and this is
Alrighty.
this is a little bit
A little
of,
sign off here.
Well, it's a little bit of a let's see. Let me bring it up here. A little bit of an ad. Let's see. It was Rogue. We just started this thing, so I just want to tell you about it. So it's Rogue Media Market. RogueMediaMarket.com. So I don't think Rusty even knows about this. I started to call you Krusty for some reason. I don't know why. But this site basically is for very small retailers. So
Okay.
handmade stuff, things like that. What we're doing here is like the candles that we pimped and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can be a part of Rogue Media Market. Put your stuff on there. I think it's $20 a month, something like that. You put all your stuff on there, and we will talk about these smaller retailers without you having to buy ads. It's a really nice place to be. We talk about you can see all of our sponsors on Rogue Media Market, And I think it's going to work out to be a really good thing. Like going to the farmer's market and picking up people who hand make jewelry and candles and stuff like that. Great. Get on Rogue Media Market and you'll be part of the advertising. So that's a thing coming. Also, I want to talk about sports, sports.roguemedianetwork.com. We got a whole bunch of that going. Got some consulting and podcast tips and tricks and stuff like that being set up.
Oh, cool.
We got lots of stuff going on. And one of the really cool things is we started a music label. We have a music label. We have one person signed to that music label right now. We're working out all the kinks. But we do feel like we can help independent musicians make more money than just being on Spotify, because Spotify pays squat. And it's getting worse, by the way. I don't know if you heard, but there's a thing where Spotify now does audiobooks, and they do them really badly. But because of that, they're able to bundle things. When they bundle them, then the percentages that they're paying artists now go down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So they're going to get even worse. People are going
to
make less and less music, less and less money from their music, which is
that.
nuts. So anyway, check out some of that stuff if you can.
Yeah.
Also, remember, we've got Swimmer's Ear that comes out once a week where we do adult swim stuff. We've got our Friday episodes. And if you get a chance, go over to roguemedianetwork.com and find your new favorite podcast. And I think that's it.
Oui, Matanye.
Oui, Matanye. Indeed. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.